Oh, you did. All right, we're going to get started. If everyone will stand for the pledge.
Face the American flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
So pray with me. Heavenly Father, just thank you for another day that we can do the work for you in this county, God. I just pray a special blessing on the students, the staff and faculty going back to school this week. I pray that they are able to foster a safe education environment, God, and they're just able to keep the kids safe and send them back home at the end of the day, God. Thank you for the rain. Please bring more this week. And I just pray for us right now as we do the work of the county, God, guide us and give us wisdom. Be with the first responders and our staff at this county. God, I just thank you for all of them and help them to go home safe at the end of the day. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Okay, the first item on the agenda is public comments. Anybody? Anyone's on the phone? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to our consent agenda. Anybody have any items on the consent agenda or anything they need me to pull off or questions? Not, do I hear a motion?
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Second, us.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the consent agenda. Any discussion? All in favor? On our regular agenda, the first item is the introduction and welcome of our 2025-2026 4-H County Council. And do you want to introduce and maybe say what exactly your mission is?
Sure. So we are here today. We're missing two. They have a volleyball tournament, but it's our 4-H Hutchinson County Council. I will let them introduce themselves, but basically we're here to watch parliamentary procedures. So when they run their meetings monthly, they do Robert's Rule of Order. So go ahead, stand up.
I'm Courtney and I'm the president. I'm Cora and I'm the vice president. I'm Peyton and I'm the secretary. I'm Ronnie and I'm the video getting services.
Awesome.
And then Cora and Jamie are our secretary and treasurer. Nope, reporter and treasurer.
Yes. Anyway,
Well, thanks for having y'all here. We appreciate it. Y'all coming and visiting.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, item 2 is to consider and or approve the acceptance of the monthly auditor's report for the month ending June the 30th, 2025. Any questions for Alicia? Or do I hear a motion?
I move to approve the monthly auditor's report as presented.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Item 3 is to consider and or approve the issuance of U.S. Bank credit cards to various departments and or individuals. I believe Alicia sent you all a list.
And I've made a couple of changes since I sent it to you. We had one late application from the county attorney. And so I added his of 1,500, and then the judge wanted to change hers from an individual card that I had listed back to a department card. And I've got an updated list.
Any questions? Do I hear a motion to approve?
I move to approve the insurance of the U.S. Bank card with the various departments and individuals as presented by the auditor's office.
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? All right, item 4 is to consider and or approve acceptance of general liability and auto insurance policy from the Texas Association of Counties for the period of 10/1/25 to 10/1/26. Is that you, Alicia?
It's just they gave us the amount
Mhm.
quote. And, so I sent that with all the documents.
The documents, okay. Do I hear a motion?
It'll be 106,930 this year.
I'll make a motion that we accept the general liability and auto insurance policy from the Texas Association of Counties from 10/1/25 to 10/1/26. Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay, item 5 is to consider and or approve the, is it Leafy? Li-Fi expansion application for the library. And we are super excited that Nancy got confirmation that she did receive the grant. And so now is the application process,
Well, so
the extended application.
yes, so originally, we were awarded 283,000 to bring fiber to all 3 branches. They, after I did the meeting, they contacted me and asked me to fill out an expansion application. And that's what I emailed all of you. So I'll make the final, I've made revisions, throughout the week, but working with Region 16. So this is up and above the 283,000. We came in at thinking 75,000 per branch. And in reality, it's going to be about $127,060 per branch. So what they've allowed me to do is apply for the difference. So the difference is 169,300. So,
And they'll cover all of this?
yes.
Okay.
So if I get the expansion application approved, the award, the total grant then will be $381,182.
Awesome.
So I've worked with Region 16 very closely on all of this and have, made the revisions. I've got a couple of meetings today and then right after, we'll have all the players there from meeting at 3 this afternoon. And then as soon as I get the final revisions and everybody's input, then I'll go ahead and submit the application. So what I'm asking for is approval to go ahead and request the additional 169,300. He did say that this money comes from a different pool. So that's why I'm able to get up and above what we had originally asked for.
Awesome. Okay,
And then Region 16 will be the project manager. They will go through and look at all the installation, make sure everything's approved, probably the RFF. The other thing is, even with the 283,000, so I guess we need to put it out for bid for different, so we've been kind of working with Fiber Light. They are the ones who have contracted with Region 16 to do this. And, that's the numbers that I'm going off of now. However, since it is, I figured we're going to have to. So Region 16 said that they will help us with the statement of work. So that way, maybe when we come back next commissioner court, don't we have to get those approved before we can actually post it?
So I need to ask, are we paying anything? Is it a matching grant or do we got to put money up front? Then why do we have to go out for bid?
It's a grant that they're gonna give us the money and then we pay for it.
It's a
It's
reimbursement.
a reimbursement.
So we are funding, okay.
Yeah, we'll have to, we'll pay it up front and then they will.
Oh, okay, that
reimburse
makes,
it.
I thought it was just going through them. I was like, they can use their contractors then. But if we're having to fund the money, yeah, that makes sense. Sorry.
No, that's good. And then I've talked with Leisha. So the first of the month, I will submit, whatever request for funds that we've got, and that's to be paid the following month by the state. So we're making arrangements for that. So
So-
y'all.
And we're gonna, we'll do a budget amendment for the award amount and I'm gonna put it into the capital improvements for the Borger Library. Because it's actually an improvement to the facility. No, we moved the library out of there, it would stay there, so. We'll run it through capital improvements of the Borger Library, and then whenever if we can figure out how much of it goes to Fridge,
And
then we can
then-
just do a line item transfer over to the capital improvements for Fridge.
Sign off on that. So if we don't get the expansion grant, is there a plan for that? I know they mentioned to do it, so it looks good, but do we have a plan on if we don't?
If I'm not awarded this, then I'll be able to do 2 branches. So it would be Borger and Fridge.
Any other questions for Nancy? And I think we can address the going out for bids in our agenda item. Because will you be ready to get that
Well, we need to get the scope of work and everything.
right?
So that y'all
Yes.
can approve the ad.
We can do
And-
that at next meeting.
Yes, and that would be
All right,
just
great.
So on our end, is that since it's going through capital improvements, is that, I mean, me and Dwight are gonna have to be a part of everything and make, like, we're gonna have to sign off since it's capital improvement, or what are we gonna have? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
And I think we need to keep Richard in the loop too.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Because we've got equipment, so I have to keep him in.
Yes.
I just want to show up and have him nod and say, yeah, it's good, and then I sign.
Actually, we need to have Richard and Nancy keep us in the loop. We're gonna pretend we know what we're doing.
Yeah, that wasn't a hands-on thing. Sure.
Yeah, me and, he might. I'm not gonna be digging any trenches for,
You can go down there and help if you.
Oh,
I just want the password.
yeah.
Good idea.
Y'all gotta get a picture if I do any work. Y'all know that, right?
Hey, anything further?
And then, so I'm asking for approval to go ahead and
About-
submit the grant. After we have all the.
Hey, any questions for Nancy, or do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the approval of the Wi-Fi expansion application for the library.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further
I
discussion?
need to say the amount,
Sure.
$169,300.
Behind,
Sorry.
you're good.
Okay,
And I'll second that.
we had a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay,
And just for those watching, we've modified our Robert rules, by the way.
we tried.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy.
All right, item 6 is to consider and or approve the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles imposition of optional fees for 2026. The only optional fee that we have is the $10 road and bridge fee, and we usually just keep that in place year after year. So ours is the option A, no change.
Is
With that.
is our fees pretty comparable to Gray and Moore County?
Yeah.
Oh, Mr., I heard yes, but I didn't know where it came from. Thank you.
Any questions, or do I hear a motion?
Would to approve the Texas DMV imposition of optional fees for 2026.
I'll second it. Oh,
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay. All right, item 7 is to consider and or approve the salvage of the Sheriff's Department 2024 Ford Explorer or disposing of the vehicle with tax. This was a tabled item from last time.
This definitely been a learning curve for me as far as figure out how this actually works. I was able to get a hold of Alacrity. I'm saying that right. Third party, either I guess that's who comes in for tech and looks at the overall vehicle damage of it, gives them a report. It's very off, kind of offhand. It's very third party. So looking at the Copart and the IAA salvage bids, those are online reported bids. So this guy, Darren, all he does is go online and he submits a online bid request from Copart and these other places to build his report. So I got it finally after 7 different people, got a hold of Copart. And Copart are actually a salvage auctioneer. So what it's very similar to Purple Wave. What we would have to do is have to get an agreement with Copart, and then they would take the vehicle, put it on their online setup, and then they would auction it. So we don't know if we would get 3,000, we can get 8,000. That's kind of up in the air. So after all that, finally figured out that's what they do is they sell the vehicle for you. So my recommendation, I would just give it back to the insurance and get what we know we're gonna get out of it.
Or you could get less.
Yeah, I did call Alicia, did bring up, hey, talk to a salvage company, maybe local place. So I did call one. And he said he doesn't do mechanical salvage. He does it for the overall cost of the metal and stuff. He said $750 about is what he would give us for it. So,
What was tax allowance?
5,
yeah, 5-ish.
yeah, 5.
So, I mean, we went through the whole process, depending on mechanical operation of it. Right now, I know it's not running, so depending on mechanical operation, if somebody wanted to pay more than that, we might be able to get a little bit more, but it's, kind of
5,000 is a sure
kind of
thing.
rolling the dice on
But
it.
you have to pay any fees?
There was a fee, a selling fee and stuff like that on top of the Copart contract that I would have to bring it back to y'all. Y'all would have to approve the contract and then the fees on top of that as well.
Is it still being stored?
It is. So,
Storage fees on top?
yeah, so I went and talked to JW's. He said I would not take the vehicle right now because we go and pick it up, he'll bill the county for that. We release it back to insurance and he'll bill insurance for that. So I said, okay, just hold on to it. I'll come to the commissioner's court, we'll figure it out. And then I'll call them and let them know. That's what we're at.
Okay, any questions
Sounds like fun.
for Gary?
Listing off for selling board.
Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion that we approve the salvage with TAC for the sheriff's department, 2024 Ford Explorer, disposing of the vehicle.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay, item A is to consider and or approve upgrade of copier in the museum and adding a copier in the jail. I think that adding a copier in the jail, we found a better solution that possibly, since they're doing all the warrants now, we think we can get by with just like a printer that would be a little more cost effective for us. So Richard's gonna work with Monica on that, right? Okay, so we're just looking at an upgrade of the copier in the museum. Evidently, that copier is now what they consider end of life. And has she, Ashley, has she been to the museum to check out?
No, the first time that I spoke with her was when she called me and told me she had a meeting set up with you. And I mean, I don't have any major issues with the machine.
And the rest of our contract is what, like 36 more months? The only thing I think is that if it does break down, then there's no working on it since they consider it end of life. I guess unless maybe they could find some parts somewhere. I don't know about that. So I don't think it's,
So did the sales lady come and talk to us, or did you
I think she
said
just
you didn't have
looked at
any
our-
problems?
No, she just, I had an issue like a month ago and I contacted Visual Edge and then they called me and did it over the phone. And then we have a new representative.
We do have a new rep.
And she was introducing herself, so I asked her to she was introducing herself to us and she said, well, your copier is very old. And I said, oh, I've only been here since January, so I don't know anything about the copier other than it's just like when we have it at the library. And she said, well, I'm gonna meet with the judge and we're looking at possibly getting you a new machine because that one is at its end of life. And I said, oh, okay. So, I mean, I don't, other than the one issue that we had, and that was just because the wrong driver was installed. And so between the young man on the phone I was speaking with and Richard, we got it fixed. But I don't have any problems with it, so.
It is rather expensive at this point because they would add it on to our existing contract and, or, you know, upgrade it and, pay it out for the remainder of the time on the contract. So that makes it, the monthly payment's pretty expensive.
Currently, we're paying $97.47 and it would go up to
Three something.
$394.
Just because they want to keep everything like starting and ending at the same time.
And their salespeople.
Out of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know that my opinion, I don't know that we necessarily need this.
I mean, that'd be the pitch I'd sell y'all.
Yeah, the price of the upgrade is gonna be the same price, whether it fails in a year from now or we approve it today, that we're gonna have to pay out the
Yeah,
upgrade. So I don't see why we upgrade now.
are you okay with that, Ashley? Because you said it's working okay
Yes.
for the most part.
So I need her to tell me when the end is so that I can have them come and clean it and.
Right.
And before it runs
I
out.
was about to say,
So I'll call Maggie and
Okay.
tell her, ask her to come service it one time. Go bid. But I am using that. She said, well, you don't make very many copies. And I said, well, look at January to now because the previous director, he used a different printer to do everything. The cost of ink on that machine is very expensive. So I would much rather use the Xerox since we're paying for it anyway, so. But,
Okay.
good deal. Thank
All right, thank you. So no action on that line item if y'all are okay with that.
Mhm.
All right, item 9 is to consider and or approve Constable Precinct 2 travel reimbursement to JPCA. That's the Justice of the Peace and Constables Association in El Paso. Constable Hartreff.
So I went to the JPCA conference, sorry, I ran up the stairs trying to hurry up. And I left my vehicle with Joel so that way he could get some equipment put on it. The sheriff's office gave me some equipment from one of their old units, so I was having it put on during that, so that's why I didn't have access to my vehicle. And I took my personal.
Okay, so what you're asking for is just the mileage reimbursement, okay? And do you have the funds in your travel to
Yes.
cover that? You'll have questions? Normally,
policy said.
normally if the person has a county vehicle, they're required to take their county vehicle on any training because, you know, we're already paying for that.
I asked very quietly, but they all heard, why aren't we voting on it since it's in our budget? I just want to be transparent, but they were reminding me of the policy.
Yeah, it's just because of that.
I was like, why are we voting? And everybody heard me, so. Thank you.
Questions?
I think if they don't have access to their
Yeah.
car, if it's in the shop, then
I'm good with you.
that access, in the policy where it says access, I think the definition is kind
Like if it's
of,
broke down.
yeah, what, can you drive it?
Yeah.
And if you can't.
Do they have to provide any like receipts or anything showing that it was in the shop? Because usually we'd have to pay for it if it was in the shop.
And you did, I'm sure, didn't you? I mean, we got the invoice and all that for the,
Joel's still, well, we're still trying to get some stuff put on it, so he hasn't invoiced me for everything yet, so I'm still taking it back to him to get some other stuff on it, but I mean,
but we can
get
get
a statement from
something.
him or something
Yeah.
saying that it was in the shop during the time. And the only reason I do that is because when I'm gone for the week, it makes more sense to me to have my vehicle put there, so that way, whenever I get back and I'm working, that I'm not having to be without my vehicle. So
Let's take
I
it.
usually try to do that during those times, so I guess, if I have to do that again, do I need to get pre-approval for that? I don't
I'm
know.
all about pre-approval for everything.
Okay, yeah, cause I try to do it during that, cause that's my week long. I take my family with me, which I don't put them in my county vehicle, so. It's kind of a win-win all the way around to have my vehicle work done while I'm gone during that week. So,
Okay, any other questions or do I hear a motion?
I move to approve the mileage reimbursement to Constable Precinct 2 due to car repair while in training.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay,
thank you.
okay, thank you, Angelica. All right, item 10 is to consider and or approve the PRPC mutual aid agreement. Craig has reviewed this and okayed it. Didn't we talk about this last time?
No.
No? Well, maybe you and I talked about it. Oh. Anybody have any questions about that? Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the Panhandle Regional Planning Commission mutual aid agreement.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? All right, item 11 is the update on ARP grant projects. Anybody have anything?
I got one, I got an email from Cummins this morning that they wanted to push the generator start up to September 4th and 5th. Which it was supposed to have been 21st of this month, but. So they're shorthanded, I suppose. It's about the third time they did this.
I know, that's what I was thinking.
But right now it's September.
Tell them 3 strikes.
We already paid a part of this,
Oh, well,
It's too late for that.
so we don't want to lose our money.
yeah, true.
But they are not doing too good in Amarillo,
Oh,
getting things done.
oh. Anybody have anything else on the ARP grant projects?
When we finish and we get the final invoice and we pay that out on that contract that we made, do we need to sign off? Do we need to do anything extra? Because the library's, okay, just popped in my head.
No.
And we paid it out. We got that.
The full contract.
Okay.
At the invoices showing that it's been complete.
Okay. Item 12, consider and or approve the burn ban or rescind the burn ban. How much rain did we get last night? A drop?
Looks like about a tenth of an inch throughout the county shovelwater.
I've got almost 2 tenths in my house.
So our KBDI is up a little bit, but we're still well below 500, so no change at this time.
Okay, thank you. Item 13, consider and or approve request for use of the club rooms at the Borger Library or Fritz.
I just have basically every Saturday in this month is booked.
Okay,
I can go through the list, but it seems redundant. So oh yeah, sorry, we do it as a group. I
We're
forgot.
going for years.
No. Go ahead.
August 23rd, there's gonna be a baby shower. And September 6th, there's gonna be a birthday. And then September 20th, there's gonna be a first birthday party.
okay. Is it-
Ever.
First ever.
First ever birthday.
All right, do I hear a motion?
Jump the gun.
I move to approve the authorized uses of the Bridge Club Room and the Borger Club Room as presented.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? All right, item 14, consider and or approve line item changes, transfers and or budget amendment.
I actually have a correction to the one that was posted on Civic Plus. I copied and pasted and forgot to change the name of the account. So. Here's the.
Oh,
We had three budget amendments. One is for the museum donations that were received. Another is to transfer the money that we received to the Hutchinson County Relief Fund back to the general fund. And then the other is for the Li-Fi grant that the library has already been awarded.
any questions? Do I hear a motion?
I move to approve the budget amendments, transfers as presented and changes as presented by the auditor.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Sorry. Thank- All right, item 16, consider and or approve donations to Hutchinson County. Donations. Okay. 17, discussion of county judges and commissioners precinct daily operations.
So I'm still working on developing, I get more information every week on the nuisance process and kind of very positive about some of the stuff that we've uncovered. We do have, there is a little bit of discussion of maybe taking on some roads from other areas. And I'm doing my best to educate the public on how that process works. But it is kind of a battle because information they get from other agencies, they think belongs to the county or is how the county works, and it's not. So there is a little bit of miscommunication regarding some areas in my precinct. And so doing my best to kind of educate, and if that happens before they come to court, or if they come to court, to kind of help in that direction regarding some of the procedures, state laws and statutes on county taking on roads. And that's other than a lot of mowing and trying to, I know my precinct has called and everybody wants us to mow, but we're behind. I'm sure Dwayne has reported this, but I'm saying it because got 12 phone calls this weekend that our guys are getting it. It's just, as y'all know, it's weeds everywhere. Weeds, weeds, weeds.
They grow back.
They grow back, yeah.
And all that rain we've had. woo.
We are trying to,
Calls.
yeah, we're all trying to get caught up, and we appreciate, I'm talking like you are them, you are not them, but appreciate the public's calling us. And they've all been very polite when they called me. I haven't had anybody mad or upset. They were just wondering.
And we fixed the carport at the
Good.
annex.
Not gonna blow away?
No, it was doing this pretty bad, and there's 2 cars parked in there, so it would have cost us some money to get it fixed. And we got bids coming on the flooring for the project I needed to do last year. And then the air conditioning over there has been terrible. We worked on the adult probation air conditioner. Now this morning they called me and said the juvenile down again, and we just fixed it. So it's always something. Other than that, everything's fine.
Other than no air conditioner.
Yeah.
Okay, anything further? Chris? Ben? Okay. All right, item 18 is consider and or approve sale of struck off tax properties or tax deeds. We have one. In Stinnett at 500 Allen. This submitting a bid of $500 has been made by Savannah Bible and Holly Hollis from Sanford. Taxes haven't been paid since 2018. The property was struck off to the entities on June the 14th, and the appraisal district appraised the property at $43,270.
That's, can you pull it up? Oh,
It's 500 Allen Avenue.
Those pictures are not too good.
no, the pictures aren't very good. Probably worse in person than it does in the picture.
Well, it's pretty grown over.
Yeah,
Talk about weeds
it
and
looked
trees.
pretty bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does.
it's got the old asbestos tiles on the side.
In my pocket. No, I threw that bottle away.
It's right on the corner.
Is that it?
You know, the carport actually enters off of Fifth Street.
Can you go to the street view?
Mouses.
Oh, it's being. Right, crazy.
I think I got beat up at that house.
Let's hope not.
Well, anytime I got in a fight, I got beat up.
That's not it.
That's,
Oh, good, good. I didn't want to have to go into counseling tomorrow.
That was 426.
Yeah, come back, yeah, just a little bit.
I think.
oh, is that it? That vacant lot on the corner?
No,
That's
that's not it either.
There's the house on it.
It's Allen and,
I'm too far down Allen now.
Up the other way.
27, 522.
Cook,
Oh, oops.
come on. Aaron, go.
where you at? Six,
I'm right next to it right there.
turn around a little bit. That's not it.
Sure.
Nope.
No,
It says that's 614 East Sixth.
That's 600.
So go straight.
That's the one you got beat up at.
You're on Allen there.
Yeah, it looks like it.
You need to go back and visit.
You turn around, come back this way.
Or let me say that statement again more, so it doesn't hurt my main card. Somebody got beat up on that property. I don't know who it was.
518.
Well, I do just.
506.
There, that's
Is it
it.
that one?
Yeah, not that one.
oh, across the street.
You had it for a minute.
Yeah, keep going that direction. No, not that direction, the other direction.
Allen.
499, yeah, just swing it around.
I
Just grab the
The
map,
map.
click the map and just,
Oh,
and.
Is it on the corner?
Keep.
So that blurred out part, that's when the
Right
fight happened.
that,
That's the house.
Traffic for
500.
camera.
That's it. And the back is rode up real tall.
Hmm.
The windows are out and it's really bad shape.
so what are your
So
recommendation?
I would move to accept the $500 bid on that property from Savannah Bible, Holly Hollis.
Do I hear a second?
Second,
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Thanks, Ellen. All right, the next item on the agenda is to adjourn into executive session. However, we do have the Child Welfare Board here to give us their budget overview. And I'm going to let them go ahead so then you guys can get on your way because we have a lot more to discuss. So if you all want to go over your budget, and Diane sent me this weekend the current financials. So everybody's got a copy of your current financials.
Well, we're just now getting school.
Going.
Probably school clothing. We did it a little bit later because we were struggling in the stores around here, like if they needed coats or pants or anything like that. So
We just took the opportunity to start it just a little bit later so that the stores would restock hopefully, and we can find pant sizes. That's been
A challenge.
a challenge.
Right.
We have 52,
56 kids.
56
in care.
kids.
22 of them actually live here in Hutchinson.
So we're just waiting for them to send reimbursements or actually schedule a time for us to meet them.
Uh-huh.
So. that's
Okay.
where we're at. And
So primarily that's where the budget monies go that you provide is for school books.
Right.
Kiddos. We have budget line items for travel and things like that, but we haven't been attending conferences and things. Most of those monies go directly to the children. So thank you for your support.
Okay.
Helping the kids of Hutchinson County.
Y'all have any questions for our Child Welfare Board? We we do appreciate all the work you guys do. I know the kiddos
yes,
and
we wouldn't
families
do it without
Yeah.
your help.
appreciate that.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, and thanks for coming. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, at this time, then we're going to adjourn into executive session, section 551.076, deliberations of security devices. So during our executive sessions, everybody has to have a seat in the hallway. And then when we get finished, we'll come back in. And if we take any action at that time, we do it in our open meeting. Just to let y'all know. Yes, I can sign it.
We got lawn work and stuff around the courthouse this afternoon if y'all.
Yeah, I got a weed eat
Okay, so
library.
We're right
we
at
went out at 10:11 and back in at 10:55. All right, the next item on the agenda is item 20, which is to consider and or approve any action from executive session and no action at this time.
I yawn so big.
Hey, we are ready for our budget workshop.
I hate that.
So we heard from child welfare. Let's see, Sheriff, did you have an update? Didn't we have an update about something that we were going to talk about during budget?
Yeah, the salary stuff.
Yeah, you want to come talk about that? I sent that, didn't I attach that to every?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So on my civilian side of the house, we were able to, get the STEP program and all that set up for the jail, and we still didn't have that program really set up on the civilian side. So this recently had a retiree in the sheriff's office, retired. So this also kind of gives me an opportunity to go ahead and kind of implement this STEP program and that to get it on board with everybody else.
And I want to say thank you for that.
Yeah, I think it's an awesome idea that we can start working towards something like that. It was really awkward to take somebody at such a higher rate and they really don't know anything about the job and you're still plugging them in the same. So this helps us better. And then another thing is some people are looking at me crazy, don't think I'm crazy because I'm actually bringing to you a reduction in salary over budget, knowing that hopefully in the future by approving the plan, I am going to bring to you later that we're moving these people through the steps. But in this year's budget would be actually a reduction in the salary. So how I want to place people within the steps currently there and the new person. So aside of that, I presented the numbers and if there's questions.
Y'all good
So,
informationally?
I guess that makes sense. I was gonna ask about the SB 22, but they don't qualify right there.
Not use
So that makes sense.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and let's see, we needed to go back and talk about the fire and the budgeted money for fire. And Alan has some additional information for the Skellytown fire. Potentially funding or putting them back in our
Contract.
response areas, yeah.
So we have gotten our information back from the attorney saying that we can contract with the ESD, which stuff is on as part of. Looking back, the information that she sent out, I spent quite a bit of time trying to figure out what was there before. And what we should probably do now. The County Road Y, which basically comes out of Skellytown and goes north into Hutchinson County. That's if we do move forward with the contract, I would propose their primary response area would be County Road Y to the east.
Kind of like this map, right?
Correct.
Yeah, this map. So County Road Y. Just kind of take that response area and divide it into
It
two.
takes it all the way up to the Canadian River. That way, that's where the previous area was. That actually shows as Crutch Ranch. Is the primary response, Crutch actually responds inward within the county.
For wild.
There is not for wildland.
Yeah.
They don't have a wildland fire in there. So.
And their quick response in that area, they used to be out there and they were there.
Skellytown?
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually had a few of the ranchers in that area commenting about that, you know.
Yeah, there's.
And Skellytown responded when we had the Smokehouse Creek. They were just,
Oh, yeah,
everybody was going. But
they've had their training, so they're qualified.
I think they're really doing much, much better.
So our plan or the propose is to add them to it and then add additional budgeting, cut grant budget since they don't have to do all of it.
But we used to have Skellytown in our response area, but then we've realized because they weren't associated with the municipality that we couldn't do that because they're in a different county. But now that they're part of a ESD, we can do that legally. And so
But didn't we take that money and give it to Crutch Ranch?
I don't think we took all of it and gave it to Crutch. We upped Crutch a little. But Crutch has also added, it's my understanding, I think Crutch has since added some more trucks.
Yes, so since that contract was done, they've added an additional truck as well as they have the bulldozer.
So we're not adding territory, we're adding a new agency to serve
A response area.
serve the same
Yeah.
territory. That's why it's hard to add money to something. I mean, again, we're with nickels and dimes. I get it. And I definitely don't want them to feel like we're picking, but we're not adding more responsibility. We're actually distributing responsibility.
Yeah, well, it's not that
Yeah,
much.
better
anyway.
response time and all that too.
Yeah.
More coverage.
And like I say, they've been out there for years until recently.
So are they new? What is?
Their
recently?
organization is
You
new.
know, the resolution was like an 18 or 19 that said you can't be out of the county.
Right.
Unless they're part of a municipality.
Going back to the law, it was actually that they were not part of a municipality because they were an incorporated fire department, but they were not part of a municipality. So in the law, we could not contract with them because they were not a part of a municipality in our county.
Where Stinnett is and Fritch is and
Correct,
and
yes.
Borger, you know, everyone is.
Cause I mean, I
Well,
think
just in our county.
they've just revamped, right? Or
Correct.
just came, cause I remember they weren't a response team. Because there wasn't a,
Under a
Fire
They
municipality.
had their own fire department out there, but they,
Yes, they were an incorporated fire department, but they were not an incorporated fire department in Hutchinson County. Now with the creation of the emergency service district, they are going to fall underneath the emergency service district, which then falls under municipality in the law.
I know it's kind of hard to wrap your head around.
you know, I get it now. I just. So what are we,
My suggestion,
around.
what I would like to see us do is to go ahead and put them back in our response area, fund them at 15,000 and leave Crutch where they're at.
So our total net increase to the budget is going to be
15.
50,000.
how many I know it's hard to predict. So like when we look at Fritch and we look at Stinnett and Borger, they usually have a report to show how many fires they've responded to outside the municipality. To pay them the same as everything else.
No, right now.
So I haven't asked for any reports from anyone because if we actually got a report, it could be, they look at it a little different and say, okay, we want to adjust it. So I have not actually asked for a report. I know they have had responses in our area. The key with it is, once we get that done, then there will be a requirement as part of the interlocal agreement to put the, make notification to me of a fire in the area. Currently, they don't have to. They don't have anything to say that they have to tell me.
Well, money, yeah. Yeah, but in the interlocal agreement,
Well, then we
Yeah.
get the agreement.
yeah, okay, yeah.
But how's the 15,000 base now? Because we paid Crutch 11, so. What is that gonna do between them when like if he comes next year and says, well, they're making 15, I wanna bump it. Well, how are we justifying 15? As the
15's what we used to pay them.
Well,
15.
once you compare it to today, that's all that matters.
Well, we're only,
Well, Crutch is making 11, so I
Yeah.
mean, they're gonna keep the same.
Hey, Ellen, is Skellytown doing a all hazard or is it just wildland? Because Crutch is only wildland.
All
Yeah,
hazard.
so I don't know if they're responding to crashes, structure fires and all that as well. That could. To answer Chris's question.
I remember the first 2 years, they didn't come every year, but I remember Ed Adamson, Deb doing the
That's what they came
presentation.
is for more
That
money.
was whenever we got the.
Oh,
That's.
and we did it.
Yeah, because we raised it, and that was the first time we'd raised it in a while. To 22, 23. We raised everything up in 22, 23.
I mean, I definitely support our first responders and think it's great, but we have to be, there's accountability. So if we're gonna get 15,000, what are we giving 15,000 to and for?
Have they,
First response in this area.
go ahead, sorry.
So it's full response for Skellytown. So that will be structure fires, vehicle accidents, wildland fires, it's all of it.
So have they agreed? I mean, all.
They came to us.
They
and
came
asked
to
us.
us, and that's the reason I'm trying to get this put in place. So that then I can work with them to get the agreement.
But when they came to, I mean, they were willing to do the all response that was
Yeah.
there. I didn't do it all. Okay. Because that would give justification. I mean, like he said, I mean, I think we're all supporting it. We just need to be able to tell the taxpayers and other fire entities why we decided that number. When we decided that number.
I definitely
That-
think all of our
that's play in-
taxpayers out in this area will totally be okay with that, because I did hear from some of them after the fires.
I didn't say they wouldn't be okay. You just have to answer why one's getting 15 and one's getting 11. If one's all services, then I mean,
I think it's fine.
that's a
Mhm.
good justification.
They will answer to vehicle fires,
Right.
for anything else, not just wildfires.
Yeah, because I mean, just like a month ago, y'all had a wreck out there that y'all were trying to find, like Border and Hutchinson County was trying to find out there. And I mean, it took a little bit of time to get out there and try to find the mile marker, and so that response time is good. So I'm fine with it. I just wanted to be able to justify the difference.
Is everybody
And
good
there's no
with?
pushback, or, I mean, the Crutch and Skellytown are all good with the breakup and kind of what.
So I haven't even presented it. The thing is for Crutch, it's pretty much the same thing that they were doing before. If there's a wildland pop up over there, he's gonna respond to it.
Right.
Yeah, they're going anyway.
Yeah, because that, like I said, if there's one within the county and he does not have one over in that area, he's bringing his equipment to wherever it is in the
Mhm.
county.
Just creates additional help.
Yes.
Yeah.
And with, he, like I said, he did add one additional truck this year. He was able to add, so now he has 2 trucks that are operational in addition to his bulldozer.
Okay, is everybody good with that? 15 to Crutch?
I'm good with it.
I mean, 15 to Skellytown, leave Crutch alone?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Okay. What else, Alicia, do we need to talk about on numbers?
And Sarah. So I feel like since that is more of a county-wide monitoring system, that rather than trying to break it up into each of the departments, that maybe we just classify it as maintenance, because it's more of for a monitoring of county assets for the commissioners court to monitor the county assets. So I would need to add in that, and I think if we're gonna do all the departments, then that would bring the sheriff's portion of it into ours as well, so that would be, I think, about 17.5 would cover the whole thing if we just put it in maintenance instead of trying, because it's gonna be on one invoice.
Right.
And so.
I
rather than
think it would
trying
be
to break it up
easier to
into
do
the
that.
Departments, if we just classify it as maintenance and go from there.
Yeah, sounds good.
So I would just need to add that. I think it's, well, if I take what they paid this past year of 44.70 or 44.11 plus this quote, it comes out to 17,469. But I think I'm gonna add just a little bit extra because of the shipping for this first year.
Right.
They kind of estimated what the shipping would be, but not that surprises you.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I've noticed in the budgets over the years is we have that kind of, I guess you'd say a little confusion, like this is gonna be countywide, but then this will be department wide. Be it electronics or equipment or stuff.
We did streamline most of that. If it's across the county, then we've kind of tried to not break it into budget. So I think Alicia's been working.
Like how we did that with Odyssey,
Mhm.
it used to be split out into each of the departments and now it is just considered IT. Because I mean, when we got 365 on a whole lot of computers, we didn't take that and divide it into each department, so. We just treated Odyssey as a software because multiple entity or multiple departments use it, so we put it as IT. And so there's some things that are still just department specific, like our in-code financial software, we just split it between me and the treasurer because we're the only ones that
use it.
that use it. And so, but we
Does that
try,
make sense?
Yeah, I know it's kind of inconsistent still, like, is that a department-wide budget? Cause I know I've talked to several department heads and they're like, I don't know, is that a IT or is that road and bridge, or is that whatever, or is that my department? Of course, I think, like you said, y'all been kind of cleaning that up a little bit, but it's always confusing, so if I was a department head and I had to write a budget, do I charge, I want all new computers, that's an equipment. Yeah, but if I want new software, or an upgrade of a
The
whole
countywide
countywide.
software. If it's just you and you want a specific type of thing, then it's just gonna be your department. But if it's a countywide where everyone's getting the upgrade, it's gonna be not broken into departments.
so you have that renewal services that, you know, it kind of covers all of what everybody has to use. Office 360, email, or Odyssey, stuff like that, but like, if just as me as a department, I want Adobe Acrobat.
Yeah.
Then I would.
Okay. It makes sense, thanks. I have one thing, did we answer? We did answer Alicia's question.
Yeah, I think so.
So, you know, we know that in past, when someone who's been here a while, they decide to leave. I've noticed a pattern that we don't have predecessors per se. Well, I know next year we're going to have some department heads leave. And I would like to add, and they don't have a predecessor to rise up into their management position. I don't want to be left like we kind of were with other departments over the year. I'd like to add or see what y'all think about adding 3 months salary for their replacement while they're still here, so there could be a training before they leave. And I don't know,
Well, elected officials would never work because they can't actually take off.
I'm not talking about elected officials.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I'm not airing out any laundry today because that's on, they will tell us when that, but we all know, all of us have heard about
This
next year. Yeah. So I was thinking, instead of waiting, okay, October 1 next year, they're gone. They're all gonna retire. Can we add 40,000 to ask to hire someone in July or
For- to
June
train.
to
so those
train
people
before
that
they
you
leave?
can Train them.
Yes.
Uh,
So we just add another 40,000 to that salary. And then that's not their full salary. That's just
You hire before they leave and not wait until they leave town.
exactly.
uh,
Because we're gonna lose, from what I gather, we're gonna lose about 4 people all at once that
Yeah, well-
tenured here.
starting fresh, this might be good too.
Well, we're not here talking about that. I just feel like adding a budget.
I'm not in favor of what you're saying.
A lot of times when when that has happened, the department will come and ask for, like, sometimes the elected official will come and ask, hey, can we get someone in here before this person leaves? If it's like they're.
I've never seen it since I've been here 6 years. I haven't seen that.
They do that,
Yeah.
Well, good.
Mark's done.
Yeah,
Mark's
Mark's done it. Judge Brancho did it.
Me.
Yeah.
We just probably didn't talk about it
Alan.
because I didn't know anything. I knew about Jerry's stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, Judge Brancho did.
Yeah.
And he
Mark asked
came
for
to
it
the
this year
court. Yeah.
because Yvonne is retiring in December, and so he wants a month of extra salary to train. And it's in this budget.
So I guess the departments that answer to the court haven't done that. And so I would like to do that.
That they really even know they can. You know?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm doing. I'm asking for us to think about it. Yes, because, I know we can all say, but I'm just gonna be what I feel. Anybody who is a manager that leaves any organization and say, good luck, I done my time, hope y'all make it. I don't like those people.
Well, that should never happen.
Yeah.
We can't control that.
A lot of times, isn't it somebody that's in that department that moves up?
Well,
A lot of times.
typically,
So they've been in
Typically.
training, you know.
Well, this isn't gonna happen in this situation.
it would have been worked on for a long
Yeah.
time, but that didn't happen.
But anyway, I just think something for us to think about, we need to add it in the budget. And I think we probably should talk to that department or another department in executive session so that they can help us with the plan. And I know you can't do that with elected officials because that's an election,
Right.
but
We have them next.
Yeah.
Next meeting
yeah,
and do the.
Well, or if they're not leaving till October of next year, we can put it in next year's budget
No, because
they need to start working in July.
June or July with his,
of this year.
he's saying it would be at the end of this next fiscal year.
So October 26th. I mean, 25.
No,
26.
they would be gone October. They would be gone.
Oh, I
in
get
the
ya.
Next fiscal year.
Right.
Replacement.
Before
training
then,
would be
yeah,
at the end.
I get you now.
And typically, we've only done like 1 month of training for the 3 years. For the other
Yeah.
elected officials that have
Requested that.
But it might be good just so that they could show people, I mean, if somebody brand new came in to show, well, this is where this is,
Right.
this is.
Right.
You can
So,
at least go over, maybe
could-
this is how we purchase things, these are our purchasing policies.
Well, next year I want to start an onboarding process as the commissioners court.
talk about
We're talking about what the next step should be and hopefully change the culture of the mentality of
Awesome.
I'm gone, good luck, suckers. Just kind of bad management mentality.
Let's do personnel next.
Yeah, and I'll talk to that department head and have him, have them visit with us.
okay. Make myself a note.
Cause it'd be good if they were, part of the solution as well. In the discussion.
Mhm.
The only other two things that I had were the appraisal district that we have to pay for part of their budget. We still need to get their updated budget.
Right.
You haven't gotten that yet. And I need to get with the city to get the updated budget for the dispatch. Have
Right.
you seen anything on that? Okay, I'll email. I'll email them this afternoon.
Yeah, see what you can, see if you can get anything real quick. He knows a person.
Yeah. Do you want to contact her? Okay, thank you. I can work on something else.
Okay. So the only things that I had marked that we had discussions about that we had not made any decisions on, or didn't really make on our budget workshops that we had talked with our elected officials, was on Constable Precinct 2 budget. There had been a request for a salary increase or a clerk position. I don't know that we ever really made a decision on that.
I'm not a fan of adding a clerk position, but I am okay of raising her salary to about 60,000, the same as a low tier, her first tier sheriff deputy.
That is, what did you say, starting salary? I think it's
61 something. 6001 or something.
Anybody else have anything on that?
I'm gonna wait for him to find it, but
My heart changed when I know I'm talking different than I did before, because I was comparing the two constables and really thinking, well, if we do for one, we got to do for the other. And then I was also wrestling with some of the stuff that our constable Harrap does is self-inflicted, like it's her choice, it's not state statute. But in talking to other departments that are in the law enforcement, not just within the county, but also within the city of Borger and the city of Fritch, they view what the work that she's doing is valuable for their departments as well. And so, and she can produce the numbers. Like if I was to say, what did you do this month? She can produce that. And so
Field deputies are currently at 64,066.32.
64?
Yes.
Is that what the raise though this year? Or raised last year?
That's
Base salary is without SP money, anything like that, it's 64.
My brain was 60,001. I don't know where I got that number.
that might have been what it was when she asked 2 years ago.
Oh, was it? It might have been. Yeah.
Gave her a raise.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to say I do appreciate you going out and talking to other agencies, because it really shows me that at least you value that y'all see me out working as well as the community does. I do get involved with a lot of different things that a lot of people don't say. I don't ever really put it out there, but I do really try to get involved in, with the whole civil situation. I've tried to take some of that off the sheriff's office plate, because it's either gonna be them or me. I mean, one of our departments is gonna be picking that slack up, and it gives them really more time to get out there and be in the field, take calls, work their investigations, do the things that they really need to do. And because I log so many hours in civil process, they come to me a lot to, hey, how do we do this? How do we serve this? So, I mean, it really just, I feel like makes sense for the constable's offices to pick up a lot of that slack, because we do have more training in civil process, whereas the sheriff's office, they may send a couple people, but really they don't get those hours like we do. So I just kind of want.
Well, some of my concerns have always been, so if we were to raise you, we didn't want another sheriff's department, a mini sheriff's department happening in addition to that, because I love your willingness and your desire to move in that aspect of law enforcement. But there are certain boundaries with constable versus sheriff's department. We didn't want to have too many a sheriff's department and then a mini sheriff's department doing their own crowd control and all that. But the more I thought about it, and then, like I said, I was wrestling with, well, if we do for one, we got to do for other. And I knew even me saying what I'm saying today, the other one may feel like, well, I want the same too. And I would say, then let's do the same amount of work. We want these same reports. We want the same time and energy. And I can feel okay saying that for me. I'm not speaking for the court. I'm just speaking for Dwight. And so I wrestled with it and said, you know what? Okay, let's look at that.
Like me and the sheriff have a good working relationship.
Well, I called him.
I don't step
Yeah.
on their toes. We try, I mean, we maintain a very.
Well, I got
relationship
good.
with the community.
I called every department in the precinct you serve and spoke with someone who works with you. And I got all the good and the bad. And so I was like, okay, this is awesome because I like both. And so it was really good and they're proud to work with you. So that's why I would ask that we kick that around again. And I apologize for the numbers. I thought it was 60,001. I have to say, hearing 64, my heart's like, 60? I know it's weird, but if that's what we do for a first year deputy, I think they're doing pretty much the same work. And since you're a licensed peace officer, if they need you,
Right.
that's,
Yes,
there you
if I'm
go.
the only one around, I'm definitely going.
Yeah. And all departments that I talked to, agencies that I talked to said they wouldn't call you
Thank
in those crunch times. And that's a good sign. But that's Dwight's spiel.
Any other comments? Thoughts?
I mean, I brought it up a year or two ago when we started talking about this, about how the same elected official positions might possibly be paid different, and nobody really wanted to talk about that because then it was brought, the commissioners might be having that too, which that's true. I mean, we have to evaluate our elected officials, even if we don't like it, we have to evaluate what we do. And I've actually sat with her and looked at her and told her, so like you said, some of the stuff you do is above what you were elected to do, and you don't have to be doing that. And that's kind of self-inflicted. But when you weigh into her having to serve papers that she might not be serving when others could, have to weigh that as well. So, I mean, it's, you know, she's brought up, and I'm sure Sheriff would kind of back that up. I mean, she takes some of the load off what a deputy might have to do, which can lead them to being in the neighborhoods and on the streets, not serving a civil paper. And what's the amount that you can guess that you've brought in on because the filing fee is like $100 a paper, right? Like
it just depends on the citation itself. So writs are 200 and citations are 100. So, I mean, the other day, whenever we spoke, I had 11 on my desk that just came in. So, and that's not including what I had already processed through. So, I mean, it's different for just depending on who comes and files and what's filed. So
for me, and it was said when the jail situation, the pay in the jail was brought up, the two solutions we can have is either lower one position or raise another one. I think the better solution would be to raise another one, because some departments call her directly and don't give an option to either entity because they know that's going to get done. And so I know a lot of offices bring in revenue with their fees and all that, but I mean, these are papers that these departments have to be served in a timely manner, or everybody gets in trouble. I mean, and it nullifies it, and the charge, I don't know, I mean, could it get dismissed or get thrown out because it's not served properly? Or, I mean, the case can get thrown out, so.
And then it'd have to be reissued.
So I'm I am fine with the beginning deputy salary. And like you said, like when it needs to be, the other position says, I want that too, then we get the reports that she's given saying, this is what I've served. My name is on it, my number's right there when I served it. To justify, kind of like we were talking about with the fire thing, if we have to justify why we're doing something, I think this has been justified.
If the court decides to add this salary increase, I would like to say no raise. If the court also does a raise this year for all employees, simply because it's a new salary and things. So you don't get, we've done that in the past by accident. Someone gets a bump
Substantial
and then
rate.
they get a raise also. And I'm like, that's bad business.
And I would be fine with that too.
So Dwight said 60, are you saying 64? My bathroom.
Oh, okay. I thought somebody fell, but. So I'm willing to make math easy. To do the same tier as the sheriff's department. Although my heart's like, oh,
And you know, our JP only makes 68.
Yeah, that's not working out real well. So,
That's two completely different jobs.
yeah.
It is.
It's,
24-hour call, 365 days a year.
yeah.
Death investigations.
Are you saying they're not gonna like this move?
I wouldn't.
And if they want more, they can bring their numbers to us. That's part of our job.
We have everybody start clocking in, have time sheets that are programmed, not handwritten. I know, I'm being facetious.
They don't even have to put on the time sheet.
Yeah, I don't fill out time sheets, so.
There are a lot of broken things, and salaries in this county are one of them. And we've got to start making decisions to solve them, whether people like it or not.
Angelica, what's your filing fee to run for constable?
$750.
I don't.
Uh,
No, I think,
Mine's $750.
yeah, it was like 300 and something, I think.
Same as the JP.
So what's the starting, oh, we don't have that in the county. I was about to say, what's the starting JP salary? We don't,
Well, they always
Years.
come in
yeah,
for the last.
I knew that as soon as I said that, my mouth said, should have.
Thoughts over there? Y'all haven't said anything.
Just listening.
yeah, that's,
I don't think there's any easy solution.
No.
I'll pass on that discussion.
We got to make a decision.
We're elected to do.
Yeah, hard or not.
These are the times we've got to let's speak up.
Is everybody good with 60?
What's she currently make? I didn't ask that.
50?
56, 633.
My heart really was, when I sat down, I was thinking 60, maybe 61 at the most. And I don't know where I got that number. I apologize. I thought it was what we were paying our first year. Because a $10,000 increase, my heart doesn't feel good about that. Because if she's making 64, I'm gonna go to 60 or 54, basically to 64, that's $10,000 increase. And I know,
7,400.
yeah,
But if you just do a flat, I'm just throwing a number out there, 5,000 increase. Or instead of saying 60,
Mhm.
say we're gonna give you a $5,000 raise, or 2,500, or
Yeah.
10,000, or whatever number you want to throw out there. $5,000 would be 60 plus 630. 61, 633 would be the $5,000 increase.
I like it.
I'd be fine with it. I mean, it starts solving some of the issues.
Yeah, I think it's
Gotta have,
a step.
there are a lot of problems we have in this county because we're afraid to talk about them publicly. We've got to start talking about them, whether it's yes or no. We're elected to do this for our staff and our elected officials. We have to have these hard conversations. That's a step towards fixing some of the broken things. I'm fine with it. If there's something else that's broken.
Okay,
because of this,
last-
Then we can talk about that next year.
So last year we gave, Angelica came to us with the certificate pay. And she got an extra $1,800 for her certificate pay. Roman has asked for that for this year. To get,
He, in his request, he said he has an intermediate, and that is only $100.
right, right, not
Okay.
1,800, just whatever that equals to.
12.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that fixed the problem of not paying cert pay to the constables. In the last 2 years, I think we solved that problem. So I don't think that. I think we solved that for both of them.
I'm just reminding y'all that we did that last year.
So since it's a workshop and we're not voting, what are we doing? So
We're making decisions on.
Well, what I'm saying, so I say
This would be. wasn't-
5,000 sounds good for me,
Okay.
if that's what I need to do. I don't know. I mean, we can talk about this forever about how we feel and what it felt like on,
It's a workshop. Let's just go down the line.
yeah.
Hold
So-
on a second.
Oh.
Calculator.
That'll be about $6,700 less than the JP.
And I still state what I stated about the raise thing. It's all gonna happen. There wouldn't be a raise. Yeah, no two raises.
Yeah.
And it's not personal, it's just bad business to do that kind of stuff. Raise on raise. That's how my great grandfather died. Not really. Trying to break the tension a little bit. Yeah.
It's all right.
Raise on raise.
I don't know. I'm fine with the salary where it's at.
I'm just gonna say what I gotta say and y'all can do what you want, but Angelica does a fantastic job. We know that. She does a great job. I have no problem with that. But let's say, one JP does better than the other JP, we will have this conversation again.
Yeah, I'll be okay with it.
If one commissioner does more than the other commissioners, we go do that conversation again with them.
We've got to justify it.
The way it works is if one does a great job, they stay. One does a bad job, they get voted out, but that's not up to us. That's up to the voters. I'm not willing to manipulate the salaries because that's the voters' job. If they're not doing their job, they need to get voted out. But that's up to them, not us.
Salaries are our job.
But we, people, like I said, do you want to have that conversation again? Say, if the two JPs, one of them doing a better job, do we want to raise their salary? I don't want to have those conversations with that. We have positions, not people, so.
But what's the suitable starting position for a constable?
Well, the two constables that were there when we started doing starting positions, but they ran for the salary they ran for originally.
They knew what the job entailed when they
And-
ran
and
for
they-
that
they
job,
knew what it was
or they
when
took the
started.
job.
Yeah.
They knew what it was when they started. They know what it is now. Angelica's going above and beyond. We all know that. And I appreciate that. But they knew what they ran for.
They both knew what they ran for.
I agree.
They were both appointed, so
They were both, yeah, that's true.
Well,
they accepted that appointment,
they both got elected.
and then they got elected again. They ran again.
Chose to rerun and got elected.
Yes, they
Yeah.
both chose to rerun and got elected.
So the way I look at it is if I don't do a good job or I don't do what I'm supposed to, I need voted out. And I hope the taxpayers do that. But
They don't vote on the salary though.
I think he's saying that your job is to set the salary for the position, not for the,
we have
Job
two
that they're
constable
doing.
positions. Yeah, I don't think, I agree with what you're saying is, it's not fair.
It-
I agree with that.
So
It does make it difficult, I would think, to pay for performance, which, and I agree, Angelica does an amazing job. And then when she decides not to run again and Roman decides not to run again, we have two open positions, then you're gonna have one at this level and maybe
not
one
do what she does.
at this level.
I've talked with them.
You'll have to completely.
And then
You'll like completely redo the payroll.
Yeah,
for these two
Yeah,
positions.
and you know, we've said that's super hard to. Or what if someone decides to run against Angelica and says, hey, you know, I'm not gonna do all that work and you can bump my salary down to this amount. And then you've got, you know, a kind of an advantage. The taxpayers are all gonna go, oh, I wanna pay this person less.
But it's also in the state statute that says, what does a constable position do? And
So what happens if they don't do it? We don't do anything for
That's-
3 years and they make that money?
that's a different discussion.
That's our job for salary.
That's a different discussion. Actually, we're not over elected officials, but
Well,
Salary.
we're over their salary.
over the salary.
Percent we're over their salary.
If they're not doing their job,
They get voted out.
they get voted out.
After we have set their salary for 4 years.
Yeah,
I mean,
There's a lot of things.
it's a hard line to walk that it's an easy cop out to say, and I'm not saying you're saying that. People vote, but it's 4 years. We talk about their salaries every year.
Can I say one thing?
Wait,
Yo.
hold on. So I just want to free everybody, you can vote against or go the opposite way. I'm still gonna like all of you. So it's cool.
Oh, I know.
Oh, that's fine. I don't really care.
So what I'm saying is,
It
feels like there's-
Sort, but I don't
it
always.
feels like there's three that don't
We
want to
talk
do
right
it,
after we're
so
done.
don't do it.
And technically, this is the proposed budget and
Yeah.
the judge is the budget officer.
Yeah.
So she can put whatever she wants in the. budget.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I
But-
spoke.
that's a lot.
I mean, y'all have to approve the final budget.
Yeah.
But for the proposed budget, she could put,
Oh, and that's what I wanted to say that, so I spoke what I felt and what I want, but if y'all feel like, nah, let's not do it.
Well, what worries me is, you know, you take a rock out here, pretty soon you have a landslide. That's what worries me.
I just
I think
feel like if you can do that here, you can do it in other places and other salaries.
Yeah.
And then you get yourself in a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I agree with you, what y'all are saying. It's not fair. I agree
Yeah.
with that.
I understand.
I don't know if this is the way to fix it.
And that makes sense as well.
So what would be, do you have a way that you fix it?
There again, that's up to the voters in this county.
We just,
And I'm not saying I agree with everything the state statute by no means.
right.
We know all about that.
I shake my head at that a lot when I read things. I go, oh, that don't sound right.
Yeah.
I mean, the salary issue has always been, as long as I've been on this court, that's been an issue.
Mhm.
You know, why does this person get paid this? Why does this person get paid this?
Then you can go through all
Go
kinds of
through every-
scenarios. You could say, okay, why do a lot of times appointed department heads make the same as elected department heads? And that's been a big issue. Okay, you want to have that discussion and go down that road?
100%.
I like that kind of
those
stuff, but
Because that's the only way we're
Yeah.
gonna fix the.
But the ones that are already there, you
Yeah.
can't fix.
as I've said from day one, our system is broken as far as our pyramid.
Broken.
And I do feel like 10 years, actually, we're now down to 6 years from now, we're gonna be at a salary cap where nobody gets raises no matter what, because we still got roads to pave. And so we're gonna be there in about 6 years regardless. Unless big business comes in, houses move in, property taxes, become more. But we're about 6 years, we're gonna be, no elected officials will be getting raises and things because our increases are being.
Now, the question is, okay, let's say that Angelica doesn't run again, or maybe somebody runs against her and beats her. We don't know what will happen. We don't know the future, but when that person signs up to run for that position, then are you running for what Angelica's making? Or are you running for what hasn't been decided yet?
That was my point.
Yeah.
Right, that's exactly what you're trying to say. That looks like a big problem to me.
Yes.
What are you running for?
Yeah, I think the only time that you can adjust an elected official's salary would be whenever you know they're not seeking reelection. And you could set it for whatever.
But if someone was to run against her, what's the salary gonna be?
It'd be what they ran. for.
Yeah.
They could win. I mean, we don't know.
And then that would be their salary and they'd be like, well, I'm just doing whatever I'm
And then what
required
if
to
they
do.
do the minimal? Well, you're gonna be stuck paying that.
And you're really stuck from paying that.
I can see a lot of problems with this.
You know,
And then
corporations
you're-
give bonuses.
Not doing what she was doing,
We-
I could lower it
we
back
can't
down
do
to
that.
50.
I know.
You don't work that way.
But then they're like, well, I ran for this. And that's why I think whenever, this is just my 2 cents, whenever there's a term, that it should be set for the term. This is your salary for the term. You don't get raises, this is what your salary is for the term.
I don't see how else you could do it, really. I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't see how else you could change it, except when you start that term, that's what you run for, when somebody else starts, but I don't know how else you do it.
I was gonna look into it, but I got nuisance property stuff I've been working on. But it is something we gotta fix. And I got a lot of kickback, so I was like, But I spoke what I think. And I appreciate it. Thank y'all for hearing me out.
Well, we all have different opinions. That's
That's
good.
why that's why we're here. That's what I like about it.
You put it on the next agenda where they actually take a vote on what the salary will be for the next budget year. And
Again, what,
instead of just talking about it in a budget workshop where these maybe agree and these don't agree, you actually put it on as an agenda item to set the salary for the constable for 24 or 25, 26 on the agenda.
Yeah,
that
so
there's
it's an action item.
an action,
Well,
so that you can vote against it, you can vote against it, you can vote for it, whatever, and then if it passes, it passes, if it doesn't, it doesn't.
I think that's the proper way.
Yeah, but do you do it,
Okay, I can do that. I can put it on the agenda for next time.
if you can just do it for one constable on right?
Now you're just setting it for constable precinct 2.
It just seems like this will open up a whole lot of.
Mhm.
Mhm.
but I will do that.
Think you do a great job, by the way.
Oh, you do a fantastic.
So what,
Appreciate it. Like I was trying to say earlier is, I understand where y'all are talking about performance wise because y'all talk about being fair between the two constables, but yeah, I do look at it as, yeah, it's not fair because, I may be working, whereas somebody else may not be. And I can see where y'all pull it out of, this can happen anywhere. But I've come to y'all the last 3 years, talking about this, asking for this. And it's not only just based on a performance level, because I'm gonna do my job regardless, because that's who I am and my ethics won't let me just slack off and not do what I should be doing, what statute tells me to do. So with that being said, I just wanna say that, the performance level is one thing, but getting paid as a law enforcement officer, here in this county, it's way off. Like, I feel like the pay is a very different aspect of the job. And that's where I ask you to be fair to me as a law enforcement officer, that I'm getting paid way less than a starting deputy in the sheriff's office. And so that's kind of where I'm coming to y'all from. And maybe, I know that the salary is low and the culture that's come before me has brought this to this point where, this is not the way it is, but I know JPCA is also working in legislation. And, when the practice comes with all over the city to get up in the salary, they did it this last time and they think how to do it again because of this. And maybe if that changes within, all across the state, not just in our county, maybe it'll help get better, people running for these positions and make it an actual office that it's intended for. So, that's really all I have to say, but, whatever y'all feel like, my job is worth, I go out there just like the sheriff's office does. I'm required to do the exact same things that everybody else is required now. The only extra thing in the law that says that I'm required to do is be available for the JP. Everything else I am bound by law to do and perform as well as any other law enforcement officer in the state of Texas. So I just want to say I appreciate y'all's feedback. I hate that other items have come kind of into play with this because we can throw all the what ifs out there, but I'm here, I'm doing my job, I don't plan on leaving. I'm here as long as the voters will keep me in, and I know that I have a lot of people that back me. They call me all the time, and obviously my law enforcement family is the same way. So I just wanted to say that, I would appreciate y'all kind of reconsidering the fact of the law enforcement side of this aspect is I'm doing the same job. I'm doing the same job. So I would at least like to, at least be appreciated for a law enforcement officer making at least the starting deputy.
Okay. We'll move on.
and I didn't mean to cut you off, by the way. I knew exactly what you were gonna say. So, of course you'd be saying, hey, I'm for it. Of course you're gonna say that. So that's why I interrupted you. So I apologize. And then I forgot to hand it back to you. That's my fault.
What were the other? Alicia, can you think of anything else that we needed, that we heard information on, but we did never make a decision on? I think I tried to highlight most of them.
So all the conference trainings have gone up. Is that what the email I got? So when we go to the PAC stuff, they all went up in registration fees.
They did?
I thought I read that in an email. Y'all are more in contact with TAC than I am,
They went up a couple years ago.
but y'all's faces say minor permits.
Talk about.
Okay, never mind then.
Oh, y'all don't get to leave now. Y'all stuck it out there.
All for coming. We have.
Okay,
For them to do,
then-
I'm sure.
I was just wondering if that should affect our travel and training, even though we
No, that.
talked about it last time.
Increase precinct 1, 2, and 4 to 3,500. And then we left precinct 3 at 3,000.
Okay,
And that's mainly just because everything's gone up.
yeah.
Hotel rooms, everything.
I might have misread it in the Texas progress.
County progress.
Yeah, county progress. Sorry. I read a lot of stuff and I'm like, oh, I need to remember that. And then I forget about it.
There's always a lot of stuff.
Alicia, can you think of anything else?
Told me that's I've got.
No, that's only two I had was
Yeah. Okay. You all want to talk about tax rate? I'd like for us to, I'd like, we need to talk about tax rate first, probably, but we also need to decide on a raise today so we can get that published and give us if we're gonna do that, the required amount of time to get that published in the paper for our public meeting or public hearing.
How did the old stuff impact, if we're gonna put it on an agenda for the constable, it's gonna affect all the legal everything.
Yeah.
So
So we
probably gotta decide today.
Yeah, we couldn't post
Mm-mm.
afterwards, and I don't know, will that give us enough time?
I was okay with y'all just deciding what y'all want. I go with it. I just wanted to share what I thought.
Because we have to post it for 10 days prior to. So it's gonna have to be posted this week. That's what we basically have to get it to Tara by Wednesday, right? Yeah. So to meet all the legal deadlines.
Can we take an unofficial tally? If there's,
Well, I mean, we can come to a consensus. I vote leave it. I mean, I just think right now we just need to leave it where it's at.
I agree with that.
It's 2-2,
Yep.
2-3.
Leave it, leave it, leave it. You
Y'all
guys,
heard what I said.
okay. So we'll just leave it. For now. Okay, so let's talk about the tax rate.
What you got to do, raise, what's her idea on, did y'all do some scenarios in with the raises?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I just thought it was tax rate. I was thinking I was gonna be super smart and go, oh, we haven't talked raises. Leisha, I was ready. I went from super smart to super dumb. I don't even have a cape on.
no new revenue.
Oh, it says no raise.
Yeah, no new revenues.
I'm jumping out the window.
Right.
Yeah, I see that on top. I apologize.
And then you have this, that'll show you what the bottom line is at each different raise amount.
Okay.
At that tax rate.
Yeah, at that tax rate. So like no new revenue rate, if you look and you give $100 a month raise, it is going to change the deficit from 77,000 to 247,000. For example.
So our tax, excuse me, tax rate right now is 53. Our no new revenue rate, according to the worksheet, is 49.
And if you want to see a rate in there that I did not do, just let me know and I can plug it in.
Okay.
Pretty quickly.
The voter approval rate is 57. So anything over that, we have to go to the voters for.
Commissioner Ben, do you Do you know what the cost of living percentage?
I think they're projecting 2.6 right now. That's projected. Social Security or whatever, I mean, is 2.6. And that needs to be calculated out to an average pay, what would that be per month? So I think that comes out, what, 150 or?
Yeah, I think
that. I mean, I don't know, calculated, I think. To see about what that would come out. On a medium pay scale.
But the average is at about 3%.
So what's,
150 a month, is that what you're saying?
so
150 a month.
125 would come out about right, is that right?
I can-
125 probably about pretty close to inflation.
Inflation rate?
Don't forget, we absorbed some of the stuff on the health insurance
Yeah,
for them.
we absorbed all the increase on the health
Yeah.
insurance.
So that's a pay raise right there. Excuse me. 25 of it.
Then 125. That comes out to about 2%. 2.06. When you take it as an average of all the, because, I mean, everybody has different.
Yeah.
150 comes out to 3.09.
Well, I'd heard when we were talking about salaries 3 years ago, and it's not something we do, but it was dollar amount, then percentage, dollar amount, dollar. That keeps the subordinates from catching when you throw a percentage in, it moves the superior or superior supervisor up just one more.
But this county was so out of kilter from being in
Yes,
percentage for so long. Until
it's just,
It'd be 5 decades.
it's gonna take longer than that.
yeah.
But this sounds nerdy math question. Is that the average or like, is that the median? Because we have I mean, like
Because,
we
yeah,
have like few,
Average.
okay.
I think last year we figured like more like a medium, which, I don't remember what that come out last year.
One, was it 150 each? And when we went up to
We did 200.
200, yeah.
200 was a little over inflation last
Yeah.
year. It was a little above inflation.
Because I think we did 4.5, if I remember.
No, that was year before, I think. Last year it wasn't quite that high, I don't think.
Was it not? I mean, even though we don't do percentage, we did calculate something to kind
What
of
the
see where that was
percentage
at.
was.
Yeah. But I mean, he didn't say, but he did throw the number out 125. That's what I felt like last meeting, even though I wasn't here. I was thinking 125 raised because of the insurance and the stuff that we're absorbing.
Well, not only that, we've been talking about slowing down. We're getting everybody up there, higher. I know we have to be competitive. That's always, but I think we're pretty competitive.
I believe that.
And I don't know about raises
Well,
this time.
we're competitive from a county standpoint. Any other county around us, we're more than competitive.
Yeah.
But
Well, we
we
have
had
to
the
be,
same discussion last year, which was we have to compete with a lot of
Industry.
this county, other counties don't, like plants and what have you, so we have to pay a little better.
Yeah.
Or we wouldn't get anybody to work for us.
Mhm.
So,
You don't have to like it, but it's true.
We'll always get somebody. The quality is the question.
yeah, because we paid,
We'll always get.
we
somebody.
paid quite a bit of money and still didn't get good quality. So-
Paying good,
And then-
paying up higher amount doesn't mean you're gonna get an
Yeah.
exceptional person.
And of course, someone may even say that about me. I don't know.
I tend to go with the 125 for,
I thought that last meeting just kind of, when I thought I was gonna be here if y'all were to ask, I was thinking 125. I was even 125 to 100 playing around in there.
fair, stay with inflation,
But that's what I wanted to know, and I knew you were always kind of monitoring that, and so.
well, I monitor for other reasons.
Yeah, I'm glad you do. Call up Ben, what's the inflation rate right now?
I just happen to know it here.
Yeah. Should I invest it?
I do watch that pretty close.
Yeah,
So 125 is a 2.38 variance from no raise.
Say it again.
So from no raise to 125, it's a 2.38 increase.
That's not too far off.
did y'all, I know I wasn't, was there a talk about no raise?
We didn't talk about raises last
Okay,
week.
yeah, I didn't think y'all did. I watched the whole thing.
Yeah. We've got to set the proposed tax rate today.
Oh, okay,
That's the one action item we've got to do. And it would be nice to decide on
I love that.
where we're going to hit the raise at so we can get that published in the paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we always propose the top with no election.
The voter approval rate.
Yes,
Yeah, I don't think we did
Proposal.
last year. I think we were right under that.
oh,
We were
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Like,
vote approval last year. For proposed. Is that what
Right.
I'm saying?
yeah,
And then we.
just
came
right
down-
under it.
Yeah.
Then we came down even when we voted.
Right, because when we set the voter approval rate, you can't go any higher than that. So if we set the voter approval rate at 49, we couldn't go any higher than that. So
Quite a bit under, but even like you said
the
it.
proposed rate, what did I say? Yeah, I said if we set, yeah, I'm sorry, if we set it at the,
Voter approval.
yeah, or the no new revenue,
Oh, no.
then we can't go any higher than that.
You
Yeah.
could set it at the tax rate this year, you know you're not going over that.
Right.
We could.
The minimum. Those words are always confusing.
So is everybody pretty much in agreement that 125 is a good amount for a raise?
I like it.
Well, if we're doing it for inflation reasons, I think that would be.
That's really my heart, that 2.6, what? I didn't even have to research it because I knew Ben would know.
Well, just keep in mind, there's a chance it may be a little more than that next year.
Yeah.
But we don't know that.
We don't know.
Everybody's good with that? Chris,
Chris hasn't shook his head either way yet.
he's thinking still.
Yeah, I still can't decide. I mean, it's.
While you're thinking, we'll think about proposed tax rate.
Okay.
Where do y'all want to fall with the proposed tax rate?
We have to decide the proposed today.
Yes, we do. Yeah, because then we'll do the public, have the public hearing and file our proposed budget.
Our current rate is 53 cents, so if we did a 53-cent
Proposed.
toast,
That's.
that still shows 1.1 million going into surplus.
Yeah. Right where we're at.
Definitely no new taxes, or not an increase in tax rate then.
Right.
Yeah.
Is everyone good with that? 53?
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Chris, you good with that?
0.53,
The proposed.
Yeah.
Will.
You know what I meant.
something like that.
And just to be clear, it's been the tradition in the past, doesn't mean it's gonna happen this year, that we set a proposed tax rate And normally, when the actual tax rate is set, it is lower.
Quite, yeah. It's
So that's just, I'm just gonna throw that out there in case anyone's watching. That
just
we
only-
very rarely ever settle on our actual tax rate as the proposed tax rate.
Well, like you said, even with the raises, that's still a surplus. We're not a deficit.
Right.
Yeah. We don't say proposed.
Yeah.
Raise.
Oh, that was with no raise in
Right.
53? I'm sorry.
It's with 100, yeah, it's still gonna, I mean, it's still.
There's still
Is
gonna be
that
a
the two
surplus.
hundred and,
Yeah, even if you did $350 a month raise, you'd still put $500,000 in.
Yeah,
okay,
there's plenty of room for that to come down.
Right.
From
That's just our,
1.53.
yeah, that's,
I like it.
I can't think of any possible reason we could.
Oh, another thing to talk about is possibly creating the capital projects fund.
right. We do need to think about that.
I know we talked about last year.
Yeah, like at the end of this year, are we gonna, which we probably will have some kind of a surplus. Can we say X amount of money goes into a capital surplus fund so we can use it for projected projects? Say we're gonna build a new jail in 10 years.
Do you have to by law have it specific or is
It
it just a
just-
capital room?
If we have
You
to
can
just,
just have a capital projects fund that everything goes in there, and then so say we buy another building and need to renovate it.
But it doesn't have to say, we're setting this aside for jail.
No,
Could,
I
you could.
think we need a plan though.
Yeah, you can commit funds, and if you commit funds, then it's harder to get it out. If we are just moving general fund money over into a capital projects fund for any capital project, then
And we had
you
some,
would be, if something came up and we needed to move that back to general fund, you could do that.
But if
But
it's
if you
specific
said-
earmarked,
For the building of a jail, then.
it's
They're
there.
committed.
I don't think
Dedicated.
we need to say that one out loud.
Yeah,
but it'd be nice to kind of work our way towards that
work
direction.
into that out there.
Yeah, in the future,
year to
Yeah.
year.
but we need a plan to say this is what we're doing and this is what we're looking at. Just to have our capital improvements in our budget now, and then to put that into a fund doesn't look right. Cause what's your plan? Well, we don't have one.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, but then again, you've got that in there and you don't have to designate what it is. So if something would come up and you need it for that, that'd be okay, right?
Well, I think.
I think I have thoughts that we need to look at a plan for a new jail.
But
10-year plan,
I like it. I always love it.
10-year plan.
I think that's a wonderful idea down the road after we're all gone. Because
But-
none of us will live that long.
Speak for yourself. I'm open to be here.
He might still be.
Yeah.
For that, then whoever's left in 10 years is gonna be awful glad that we did.
Yeah,
And the taxpayers will be glad because we won't have to take out as big.
As big of a bond.
well, I've been
Yes.
listening ever since I kind of got involved in government 12 years ago. Jail has always been something this
It's-
county has talked about all the time.
That's,
Yeah.
Very hot topic.
Yeah.
It's been a very controversial topic. It's
Oh, it has?
a lot of people.
I didn't know that.
but after.
I didn't know that part of it.
After going in the jail so much in the last 5 years and being over there a lot, it's gonna come a day when it's not going to,
Make it.
it's not gonna make it.
No.
And it's not gonna pass eventually.
And then you could also budget for that. So like if you say, in 10 years, we want to have X amount of dollars to put towards a jail. In order to get that number, we need to budget for $1 million to go into that capital projects every year or whatever. Then you budget that and it'll affect the tax rate a little bit now. But maybe you won't have to have as big of a bond and a bigger
in the
tax rate
future.
later.
The only thing we don't know is when will that day come?
I still have a wall in the library that's cracking.
True.
I just want to say that too.
Do what?
There's still an adobe wall that's part of the library.
Yeah, that's.
So that, when it fell off
Before.
8 years ago,
Yeah.
nobody had a vision on that. Well, I don't want to say that. Nobody expected that to happen. And when it did, it was like, well, how do we pay for it? I wasn't here at that point.
I think-
Thankfully, I didn't have to plan for it.
To plan for a jail down the road, of course.
I think we do too.
I tasked
Like
our sheriff
some-
to have some conversations at the sheriff's conference about that. You know, because they've got all those vendors there. He's got lots of resources with other sheriffs to talk to about that have built new jails in the recent past. And I think we're looking at 30 to 35 million today. Right?
That depends if you're building a jail or law enforcement center.
On
The size.
and the equipment, things that you put into it, that they were talking about the 35 million. But also this company that was they're doing the upgrade, or Otter County's actually looking at either building a brand new one or trying to do a large addition. Same company that's doing that facility, I got in contact with, and we've actually been back and forth. They're gonna actually move large.
Yeah, I got an email from him.
Yeah,
So,
you're the one to blame, so I got.
they're
That's okay.
reaching out.
I like to have all the information.
What it's gonna take, what does it look like to start that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Thank you for doing that.
We've put some feelers out there. Hopefully to start the plan.
Well, it's gonna have to start. I mean, because you can't do it in 5 years. So
No,
Yeah,
it's gonna have to be planned out and
Yeah.
look down the future a little bit.
I think if we look for it, then we won't have to get that big humongous bond that nobody's gonna want anyway.
It's coming.
Yeah,
And we shouldn't build, it should never be built until it's needed, not because we want it.
Yeah.
Because it's needed. But
yeah. What?
I was just gonna say the only other thing would be to very, very closely monitor fund balance, because we don't need to be profiting off of
Yeah,
no,
without a reason, because we've been putting quite a bit in fund balance, and we've got a very, very, very healthy fund balance.
mhm.
So, we either need to give the tax break now, or,
Put it in a project.
yeah, have
Yeah.
a purpose.
I mean, we know we have realistically,
it's not just,
we know we have a
it's not
project.
just projects, it's also thinking about what things are they that, what do we do? We give services to the taxpayers.
yeah,
What we do, we do
Very
give
good.
services. Is there other ways we need to give services we're not doing?
I love that.
Or some other way that we could provide something to the people of the county that we're not doing?
Yeah.
So I think we need to explore that too. As well as other stuff.
That's one thing about having a service your main thing is going to be people. Because we offer services, so if,
That's our job, is we
Yes.
give services to the taxpayers.
so.
And we don't want to cut those. We want to improve them.
Okay.
So y'all gonna throw together like in our, before we make our budget, you're gonna have a capital improvement box.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, well, it'll just be a for out. Move another fund.
and then we'll have our contingency box, and we'll have our,
The current budget right now has 500,000 in the contingency.
yes. We might change that if we didn't use, we didn't use that much.
But some of that could go over, we
Yes,
can transfer over
exactly.
to our surplus fund.
And that's what kind of the thing.
The
would be,
thought is-
Whatever we don't use in contingency, we make it a point to move that to
Capital.
the next budget year, we move that to capital projects, you know.
As long as we're not, as we've been saying, padding budgets.
No.
As long as we don't,
I think everybody's doing a really great job with that.
Getting the pad out of each department and into that contingency line
Mhm.
is kind of. So you would want a healthy one in case this person and this person and this person all have a what if
Yeah.
happen at one time.
Yeah.
And so
Because what if that happens?
it could, it may never.
What if,
Yeah. I do.
like the what is.
But some of the what ifs, you could do a budget amendment because it would be an emergency.
Right.
if
Right.
Water pipes are busting everywhere and the tornado took out the whatever,
Yeah.
you know, any kind of big thing like that would be a budget amendment.
you got a lot of crisis going on around here.
Serious for a second. Throw that-
Hey, Armageddon's coming.
Been watching too much sci-fi.
Like the Sharknado.
Did you have something, Ben? Another
No,
thought?
I was just thinking about what you said a little about the project fund or whatever. And how to set up something that we contribute. Unless something changes, we could keep contributing to it but where do you start that? How much and
Where?
how?
Well,
You've given it some thought, so what's your thought?
I think if you've got a specific project in mind, such as a jail, and you know it's gonna be about 30 or 40 million dollars. And maybe you wanna say in 10 years, we wanna have half of that put away.
Yeah.
And then you could say in 10 years, it would take us putting this much away to get to that point. Or if we wanted to have, whatever percentage, however much you wanna have in that little,
20 million.
yeah.
That's
And then you've
good.
got to budget for it and say, okay, to get to that point, we're gonna have to budget $2 million every year, or $1 million, or $5 million, or whatever
I
it
know.
comes out to be.
I love that because I feel like, and again, no derogatory statement towards the people before us. But if this has been an issue for 12 years, nobody started doing anything about it. So I would like to be in this court, be the ones to say, okay, we know the jail needs to be replaced this year.
Let's get a plan.
We're getting a plan. And I love that. I think we should do the capital thing, but I also think we should do the jail thing by itself regardless. And so we have the contingency, the capital line item, and also the jail that's specific. Because if we don't get reelected, it's there, and maybe it'll keep the ball rolling with whoever's not here, if it is a 10-year plan.
Say, well, let's say jail, if you say have a 20-year timeline, okay, which maybe sooner or after, but if you have at least 50% of that, then if it ended up being 30 years, we don't meet compliance, we'd have 3/4 of it paid for maybe or whatever, but it's going to have to be done. It's a matter of time.
I say
It's not
in
gonna last. I don't see it lasting that long.
And
but-
I wouldn't think that we would actually need another capital projects fund, like what you're saying, because you'll have your capital improvement lines already built into.
Oh, okay. I was thinking, we're just gonna set that aside. I see, as long as we keep our capital.
We would keep some in general fund balance. And so
Okay.
that way, if you did have a big project, you could pull from that fund. We would move all of our fund balance over into, it would just be, pieces of it at a time.
Okay, I get the system now. So we wouldn't lose our capital that like says library or annex. We
No,
get to keep those.
yes,
Okay, I see what you're
that
saying.
would still be in.
Well, that's perfect then.
And then that it also provides a little more leniency with,
Yeah,
because you don't have to transfer it back and forth.
okay.
Or pay for it out.
I was assuming we were taking that away and we would all just pull in that pot. Okay.
well,
Capital projects is more for this is kind of. a
Yes,
Project
I-
that's gonna be,
I prefer that way, honestly, but it wouldn't bother me either way.
I think some entities, they have one like for equipment purchases where they use those funds out of there to like buy a piece of equipment and then they pay it back.
Mhm.
Instead of paying the bank, they would just pay it monthly back to that fund.
is there any disadvantage though to naming what you're gonna do it for? I know the voters, if they looked at it, they wanna know why we're storing this money up, but can we use it for other things if we had a big disaster? If we've got it designated, that's what I
I will
would.
look into uncommitting the funds. I'm pretty sure you can uncommit them. So like if you committed them for a jail, and then
Oh,
later
okay.
on down, you would say.
Well, that was my concern.
Well, the jail is always gonna be the big thing, but the other projects, I think you need a plan. We're leaning toward, of course, subject to change. Something could go wrong, but you can't just put the money in there with open-ended.
Yeah.
It's gonna have to have a plan.
Yeah. If I was a taxpayer, I'd like to,
I'd wanna know.
what are you doing
okay,
with
that's a
that?
Great idea, but tell us what it's about. And you go, I don't know.
Especially after especially when all the salaries get posted of what all the elected
You
officials.
always tell the taxpayers we're thinking about, maybe having to build a new jail.
So we don't know,
You
this
know,
is
but
go outside.
you don't wanna
go outside.
commit.
There you go. We tried to stop him, but he was so adamant.
Point is, if you do designate it for a jail and all of y'all who know what it's designated for are gone, the
Yeah,
next people are there like, well, we don't know what it's for, so let's just use it.
yeah, we don't like that idea.
Yeah.
And that's gonna happen. I mean, we can't control that.
Well, I feel bad because I've been here 4 years now. This is my fourth budget. We could have been 4 years into it. Bless me.
Well, I think we're fine on
Yeah.
that part, but it's like,
The jail's not falling down. I mean,
Don't look over there.
not the perfect
Don't
jail,
look over there, Gary.
but,
Gary,
yeah.
I'm sure you got this on your wish list, right?
You know, they've got a brand new jail over in Carson County and they've had all kinds of problems, right? With their jail.
I don't know.
It's brand new.
I don't know.
I think a lot of ours is turning into, overall like structural, and that's what we're really don't want, because that could cause all other sorts of. They did have like some electrical issues, because like that, obviously, when you're building a new facility, there's some things that happen, right? I did get to visit a couple other smaller jails, of kind of what we're looking at, and kind of like all y'all are hitting the nail on the head, the planning and preparations, this is the key. I think that this actually gives me, as far as the overall operation of the jail, obviously y'all are funding it and I'm operating inside of it. Gives me that finish line so we can look at, maybe there's a project that we know that we're having this or building this plan, and in the future, we're gonna have that finish line. I can look at the operation and say, let's hold off on that because we know that we've got this coming. So I can use that to my advantage also in working with y'all to get this plan implemented.
Well,
I think it's great because it gives me that finish line.
yeah, we definitely need to plan ahead, but I was gonna ask you, do you think it's a good incorporate the sheriff's department with a new jail?
I would, yeah, if we have a new facility, I'd love to put the sheriff's office.
You're building a law enforcement center.
mhm.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
don't like the discount.
I figured that's what we build.
I'd love to.
yeah,
Then you get rid of that
so,
building and border, or hopefully.
portion of it.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah. But I like
any
it.
rumor.
No rumors.
Why is Siobhan on?
Siobhan, hey Siobhan.
So there,
She gone.
She's probably.
take that camera away from her.
No.
Actually,
Okay, where are we at?
So if we did something like that, what's our timeline to that we will start that this year, then it's going to be talked about real quick.
Yeah, let's start it this year.
Yeah, let's start it this year. I like it.
I mean, no time like the present.
Judge and I to get together and kind of get a proposal together for y'all to talk about.
Well, kind of like what you and Ben were saying, like in the next 10 years, we want to have
Yeah.
this much money.
Talk about
Yeah.
that, some actually fine line numbers,
I love it.
throw it
It's
out.
going to be, if you want to have,
And then we can, we gotta think about that when we're setting our tax rate.
Yeah, because when that 20 years gets here, we don't want to be broke.
Right.
We're gonna have to have some money set aside.
Right, and we don't really want to have to go to the voters and say, we need 40 million for a new jail, because ours just,
Cause that has to go to the voters
That's gonna
and
be
they
your
could
job.
deny it.
And they could deny
Got
it.
it, Joe.
Yeah.
wouldn't have one, yeah. Yeah, because then we'd spend a ton of money transporting people. Okay. All right, so has everyone decided on the 125 raise? Is everyone good with that? Chris, you never said, you're still thinking.
yeah, I mean, as long as we're coming in under the inflation rate, because we are we're at a healthy point, because we did absorb the health insurance premiums, so that plays into the bottom dollar too.
Okay, so yes, that was a yes.
I'm all right with that.
Okay. Anything else on the budget workshop? Part? Alicia? Any, nothing? Okay. All right. Then we are at item number 22 is to consider and or approve the proposed tax rate for 25-26. So this is the proposed tax rate. And I think we had thrown out we're at 53, leaving it right there.
I think it has to be a record vote.
Yeah, and don't you have that piece of paper we had to read that? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Adopted, you have to have a script.
Yeah, we have a
Yeah.
script. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
So, is everyone good with 53, Chris? I hear,
I was gonna say, we gotta make a motion, don't we?
yeah, we do. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's,
I found the de minimis.
okay.
Or are we doing de minimis or 53 flat?
Well, 53, that's what we're at.
53 is what our current tax rate is.
Do I hear a motion?
Move to set the proposed tax rate at 0.530.
No, second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. We are going to take a record vote. So give Jackie a minute to make notes of this. And I'll start with Dwight.
Did I just say yes?
Yay or nay?
Yay.
Chris?
Yay. I would say it's a.
Judge? Yes. Voting yes.
Yes.
Ben?
You gotta say yay.
Gary?
I don't want to cause any trouble.
4 is none against. Motion passes. Set the proposed tax rate at 0.53. All right. Do I hear a motion to adjourn? Okay, motion and second, all in favor? Meeting adjourned. Did you get an email, Dwight,